So the question I'm going to be answering today is, with a £170 budget, can I buy a cheap double humbucker Telecaster body and a cheap neck from eBay, put them together with the minimum amount of fuss and get it sounding good, get it playing good? Let's find out. So it seems that I can. Here it is. My super cheap £170 budget humbucker, double humbucker Telecaster with a Squier Affinity Strat neck. So let's find out more about this rocking guitar. So the only information given on the body on eBay here was great for project. 54 to 56mm neck dimension will be sent safely and securely. So that's all there was in a few pictures. I thought somebody's tried to relic this a bit, not particularly well by the looks of it, but it has two humbuckers. It has a bridge, it has one control, volume control. That's what I'm all about. It's all about the volume. Tone is controlled by your volume, and a 3-position switch, I guess. So I thought, 85 quid, I'll go for that. Now on to the neck. eBay says 2015 Squier Affinity Rosewood and Maple Stratocaster neck, made in Indonesia. Now I've said in many videos, I really like the Squier Indonesian model, specifically the neck. Here for sale we have this very nice and well spec'd Squier Affinity neck. This is a Squier Affinity neck that has a rosewood fingerboard. Of course, we're doing rosewood 2015, and a maple neck, which for an Affinity is very nice. I've not found any issues with any Affinity guitars. This will make a solid neck for a build. The big 60s style headstock, gold Squier lettering, quality woods, nice wood grain on the neck. It really does tick all the boxes, indeed. Overall, I would say this neck is in good condition. However, there is some cosmetic marks, first being slight discoloration on the top of the headstock, and the number 8 written on Sharpie on the neck. Look at that, brilliant. I'll get a close-up of that. 8. I don't like to do that. So yeah, I got that. That was 85 as well, I think it was. So £170 for the whole thing. So this came loaded with tuners, it came loaded with pickups, came loaded with a pickup selector. I didn't know if it was going to work, but yes, I had to do something on this which I haven't had to do before on any of the necks which I've bought. So let's have a quick look at what I had to do. So the body came with 4 neck screws and the neck plate, but it's looking like these might not fit, as we see here. So I was going to have to re-drill those holes, and look, the actual screws were far too big for those holes as well. So what I did was I got a drill, I think it was a 5-6mm drill, and some doweling wood, drilled those out and then put the dowels in. But here we are. I mean, it seems quite solid. And there we go, there's the neck on. Let's look under the pick guard. So there's all shielding there as well. So, I mean, I have no idea what the body is. I don't imagine it's a very expensive body, but it's quite good from the fact it's all shielded. Now look at the connections in the back here. Look at that pot. It's a single pot, a single volume pot. Look at the amount of solder on that. Crazy. So the pickups, Wilkinson M series humbuckers. How do they sound? Let's hear a few sound samples. Now I will say these are quite high output pickups. So my last video I said here's some clean tones, and it really wasn't very clean. So in this particular video I'll play safe here. So there are no clean tones in this video because these pickups are really powerful. If there's anything that's not distorted, then that will count as clean. Let's hear some sounds from the Wilkinson M series humbuckers. Got to see, seems okay. Now these pickups, we've heard that they are very much rocking, but I was thinking maybe the neck one is maybe too overpowering and maybe a little bit bassy. So what I did was, and I've never tried this before, but I found someone on the internet who had done it, and they said if you wire the coils in a humbucker in parallel rather than series, you can get a much cleaner sound. It cuts the volume by about 25%. But I thought, how hard can that be? So here's all I did. Now I will make another video, maybe doing a more in-depth soldering tutorial on how to do this, but let's hear how it sounds now that I changed this to effectively being a single coil. Crazy. Just a few solder joints and now my humbucker is a non-noisy single coil, just like that. So I guess I could do that with both of them as well. Yes, so there you have it. Yes, there you have it. £170 and I have a working, great sounding Partscaster. That's madness, absolute madness. It's an embarrassment. So do I have any future plans? Yes, I do. What I'm trying to do at this point in time, I am no relicer. I am not the chap that works for Gibson that charges £100 bazillion for beating things up. I am an amateur bodger, so I am trying to make this look less like somebody's just sanded it down and put some things in it. So I'm trying to make it look a little bit more authentically aged. I mean, that's just like a straight line. That's not how things age. I've got a 1965 Melody Maker and it hasn't aged anything like that. So yes, I'm trying to make this aged a bit better now. I found, if you can see that, I've had to put the saddles down quite low. I do really need to put a shim in the neck to bring the neck angle up a bit so I can raise these saddles up to a sort of proper height. So yes, I'm going to do that. But other than that, the place is absolutely fantastic. Work-wise, like I said earlier, all I had to do was like almost a full turn on the truss rod because the action was super high here. But it's turned out pretty good. I think the shim will probably help that as well. Tuners are fine. The Indonesian Squire stuff, really good. Pickups, okay. I mean, you go out and rock this, no problem at all. But I have other ones there, like I said, I'll try it. I don't think it's got the most expensive pots or switching, but for my purposes that's fine. I'm not going to add a tone control because I've never used a tone control my whole life unless I touched it by mistake. For a basis for 170 quid, I mean that's mad, eh? You just go on eBay, 85 quid you've got a body including pickups and everything, 85 quid you've got a neck including this. But I guess the risk you take when you get something like this is you don't know if it's going to fit together properly. I mean, Fender stuff is normally pretty good at fitting together. I mean, I guess if you buy American and Japanese and Chinese stuff, it's maybe not, be metric versus imperial. I don't know if that does. You may have to do quite a lot of work to get it to fit. I haven't had to do that much work, and this is the first time I've ever had to put dowels because these holes were in the wrong place. Now that's probably because this is not a Fender body. I don't know what this is made of actually, but really quite light as well. Yeah, I guess that's, as I've said before, somebody once commented, just take it to a tech. But where's the pleasure in that? going to pay someone else to do it properly, admittedly, and probably get it better. But there's no joy, there's no satisfaction in doing that. So, you know, if you've got £170, get yourself onto eBay, and don't tell your wife that I told you, obviously, but see if you can just pick up a couple of things and bolt them together. Maybe a little bit of soldering as well. There's an immense amount of satisfaction to be had in doing this. And I've only done a few of these. You know, I was quite happy just to buy things and fix them up. But over the last 3 or 4 months, I've been buying parts and putting parts together. Now, as a sneak preview for an upcoming video, look at this. Now, I don't think you're allowed to do wolf whistles in 2025, so calm yourselves. This one's a bit heavier. So that's the other Partscaster that I put together, where I just bought a body and a neck, and I actually had most of the stuff already. Again, this is a Squire Jazzmaster Indonesian, crafted in Indonesia, 2013. So these are the 2 Partscasters I've put together. I'm loving both of these. This one, after I do a pickup change, we'll see where we are. Maybe I'll just go with these Wilkinson pickups, nothing wrong with them. This one, I'm very much loving this one, definitely a bit heavier. I don't really have any more work to do on that. So if the question was, with a budget of £170, can you buy a couple of things off eBay, bolt them together and get it playing and sounding great? Then the answer is a resounding yes. For the end of the video, there is an extended jam. I know, an extended jam in B minor. I did record 7 minutes, but I'm not, when I'm editing the video, maybe cut that down to 7 seconds or something like that. But it's just to show you how rocking these Wilkinson M series pickups are. They're really designed for metal, so I went for a bit of a metal sound. I think I used a Friedman amp on this, so it's all gain, all pain, all gain and all pain. So as ever, folks, it's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsi's Guitar World. I've got my Dunsi's Guitar World 2 sign on there, so just ignore the 2. Cheers for now.